What in God's name were they thinking? Hello everyone, how are we doing this evening? Let me just pull up some music. What will we listen to tonight? Let's listen to the Polar Express PlayStation 2 soundtrack. Yeah. Let's make sure it's not too loud for you guys. Is it coming through? There it is. I'll just make sure it's not turned up too loud. Hello Big Shark, hello Rob Rice, hello Macy. Sorry. Welcome Krask, Epic Jason, how are we doing? As you can see from the title of this video, I want to talk about... Yeah, Krask says, time for Jack to tighten his belt and take the gloves off. Honestly, right? I don't even know where to begin with this shit, okay? What Universal thinks they're doing to market the Jurassic brand is just beyond me. Like, as someone who's worked with their team, I mean, I believe they've got a new marketing team right now at the moment. And so we haven't really worked with them yet. And it's one of those things where when we approached the marketing for Jurassic, the first thing that came into my mind, considering we were, you know, as they called us, super fans, the thing to take note of is when we approached it, we were like, okay, what's going to make fans of Jurassic happy? Why would they be happy with content like the Amber Society? I have no idea. But the way we approached it was, what made us love Jurassic in the first place? Why did we become fans? What was it, the things about Jurassic that made us like it? So that's why we went into the DPG. I'm going to use the DPG as an example, okay? The DPG could have very easily been a sort of a viper's nest of woke BS. We could have used all their lingo, all the language that you see coming from all the sort of crap you read on Twitter and all that sort of stuff. We could have very easily used that kind of language to promote the welfare of dinosaurs, the rights of dinosaurs and all that sort of shit. But guess what? We didn't. Because we knew that that would alienate audiences reading it, because it would be very dated. Because there's a lot of stuff where, you know, you say things like they say in this bloody Amber Society video, right? They say, there's one bit where like this guy's like, this actor, they're all actors by the way, they're not actual fans. One of them's like, oh, look at the OG T-Rex kicking ass again. And then this girl turns to him and goes, yes ladies queen, or something shit like that. It's like, just stop. Like the cringe coming off it. And here's me, naive me, seeing that video go live, because I watched it, I think when it was up for like a few minutes, I saw it go up, and I watched it, and I assumed it was going to be something interesting, like Amber Society. I thought, oh, here we go, Jurassic Outpost has done something like what they did with the toy line, but they're doing like a fan perspective sort of thing. And I thought, this is going to be interesting. That's what I assumed, right? I assumed, oh, okay, they've got Chris, and they've got Jack, and they've got the other people from Outpost involved, and it's going to be a fan-driven thing, right? And they're going to know their stuff. And it's going to be interesting. Right? And they're going to get exclusive behind-the-scenes stuff, all that sort of stuff. And then it's just this pandering to this, I'm going to say it, hollow millennial bullshit that oh my god, I just couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, this is the Jurassic franchise. I could feel the ground shake as Michael Crichton rolled in his grave. It was that cringy. Now, keep in mind, okay, I do understand that it's like one YouTube video, but bear in mind they have put it as episode 1, so they've got more of this crap coming. But it's one of those things where it felt like propaganda to me. Like, it felt like actual propaganda. So there's like a couple of bits that 3 bits that make me think that, okay. One, what is it with this, and it's not the movies don't tend to do this. Well, no, as far as I know, the movies haven't done this at all. But like, it's the outside stuff, our stuff not included, because, you know, we read about Jurassic. But like, the the like outside marketing of Jurassic. What is it with this whole thing of like retconning that the Endoraptor is the only male in the franchise? Like, this isn't the first time that's happened. There's the survival guide, they call the male T-Rex a she in that. Now, granted, that might be a typo, but now I'm starting to see connections here. And then there's the whole green T-Rex in the Cam Cretaceous trailer, which I'm hearing rumors that they are actually saying that's a female T-Rex, even though it's green. And when everyone in the Jurassic fandom knows that a green T-Rex equals male, right? Not taking into account the male velociraptors in Jurassic Park 3, or the male raptors in the Lost World, or the male Parasaurolophuses, which are in Jurassic World. Like, all this sexual dimorphism with the dinosaurs that are already established in the franchise. Now, as Jack says in the chat, dino genders don't matter. I know in Jurassic Park they can shift if they've got the frog DNA. Not all of them can. But there's also the idea of them having selective breeding at Jurassic World. They had male variants in that. Now, Camp Cretaceous has like all sorts of colours for different dinosaurs, so, you know, this green female T-Rex might be that. But when I heard this person say that, like, you know, called the Endoraptor she, and then this girl corrected him when he actually, the only male is an Endoraptor, and then this guy's like, oh yeah, all the animals in Jurassic Park are female. I was like, because this is scripted, like, I know this is a specific point that the Jurassic marketing team is trying to make here. This isn't like an actual fan flub. Like, they actually got some real fans in and they had their conversation and then one of them had that opinion. No. This was scripted. Hands down scripted bullshit that they were pushing here. That there's no... The only male dinosaur in the franchise is the Endoraptor. Now, I ask myself, why would they do this? Why are they trying to get rid of, if they are, the male dinosaurs in the series? And the only thing I can think of is it's probably some stupid feminist bullshit from like the Force's female Hollywood woke crap that they're trying to push. That's the only thing I can think of. Now, I will state that might not be the case, but that's the only thing I can think of that it is, right? Has to be it. And it's like, why are they doing that? Don't they want fans to love, like, the loving father male T-Rex from the Lost World that went to rescue its young? Like, why are they against male dinosaurs in the series all of a sudden? It just read really bad. Like, really... It was really specific. And then another bit was, like, the whole, you know, yes, Lady Queen, the dinosaur, Rexy, it's just like... That's just stop it. Actually, I've got it up. I want to hear what she actually said. What was the actual line here? She said about the bloomin' T-Rex. Right, I'm going to play it here and try and find it. That's it. Fearless Lady Dino Queens. It's like, God's sake, like, that's just, I just die inside, right? And then it gets onto the bit that I think a lot of people are like harping on about, and this is where it really feels like propaganda to me, is the whole, like, one of the characters says something along the lines of like, I'm really into seeing these dinosaurs smash the crap out of capitalism. And it's like, okay, let's lay this out, all right? Jurassic Park, the whole series, is not an anti-capitalist series. It's not. It's an I don't like to use the word anti, but it's an unregulated capitalism movie. Right? It's not saying the whole system's broken. It's saying people take that system and they can mess with it, right? It's the individuals in that system who are to blame. Jurassic Park didn't fail because of capitalism. Jurassic Park failed because Dennis Nedry wasn't paid enough. And the reason he wasn't paid enough wasn't because of capitalism. It was because Hammond didn't, appreciate his work enough. So it comes down to the individuals. The reason the Indominus Rex broke out, or, tricked him to get out and stuff, is because Wu and Hoskins secretly tampered with its DNA without telling anyone. And it had more capabilities than what people knew about, like Simon Masrani and Claire. Like, no one knew. Claire, it was above her pay grade that she, didn't know what was going on with the Indominus. So that's why that thing was there. Now, obviously, there are some things about consumerism that you can look into with these movies that I'm not denying. But the whole thing of like it's smashing the crap out of capitalism is like it's such a hollow term to say. Like just frivolously throw it out there and hope that it sticks when it just doesn't. It's just awful, and it's like, what are they trying to say? It also rings very hollow because Jurassic Park as a franchise is only successful because of the capitalist systems that, you know, the West thrives on. So it's like, oh God, it's like, who is this targeting? Who's this for? And I can tell you exactly who it's for. It's for people on Twitter who just want to see politics seep into everything that they fucking ingest. And it's like it happened with Star Wars, and look what happened to Star Wars, right? It had to go back to being whatever it is on Disney Plus, right? But it's not the behemoth that it was, right? When The Force Awakens came out, right? It's happening with Marvel, with things like Black Widow or whatever. Like all these franchises are slowly toppling because they're going woke, right? Because no one gives a shit. Jurassic kind of had hints of that, you know, in the past, but it never really fully developed, right? When Jurassic Park, the series, dealt with subject matters that were, you know, political in nature, it always tended to show both sides of the coin. That's why the dinner table conversation between Malcolm, Hammond, Gennaro, Grant, and Ellie is so interesting, because you actually get all viewpoints and everyone makes somewhat valid points, and you, the audience, like, you obviously know Grant is the right guy here because he's the guy who's like, we shouldn't jump to conclusions, right? But he's also sitting on the fence to be like, look, we haven't seen the park yet, we haven't done this, let's just well, he doesn't say it, this Gennaro says that, he says we haven't seen the park yet, but Grant basically says we should wait because we don't know what's going to happen, there's a lot happening here, and, you know, we should wait and see. But it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? There's like all perspectives being shown here. Like Peter Ludlow, I said this on Discord earlier. Peter Ludlow is a good villain to encapsulate the bad capitalist, right? But Nick Van Owen on the opposite side of the spectrum in that movie is no spring chicken. He is not, well, not spring chicken. He's not clean, right? He's got blood on his hands just as much as Ludlow. And he's doing it for virtuous reasons, but he ends up getting lots of people killed by doing it, and he's not that good either. So it's like they have both sides of the sort of spectrum, for lack of a better word, in the film, but it doesn't ram it down your throat. It lets you, like, the audience, figure it out the more they watch it, which is surprising for a film that isn't actually as well written as it could be. Oh, God. So there you go. That's... I'll probably rant more about it, but... Oh, good God. Henry Lewis says, I don't think Marvel is tumbling down because they're beginning to focus more on diverse characters as their main protagonists. Yeah, but it's hollow. Like, Black Widow should have had her film really at the beginning. But now it just rings hollow, and the storyline is more like focusing on the Me Too movement, and it's kind of a little bit too late. and it also again rings hollow because that all happens in Hollywood. So, God forbid what's going to happen to Alien. Now Disney own it. They shouldn't ram any of this stuff down your throat. That's why all the like Trump stuff in Fallen Kingdom fell flat with me. It's like, because one, it dates the movie. Like there's no other Jurassic film in the franchise did that. You know, there wasn't any like messages about Bush or anything like that. But by the way, I'm opening up a big beer. There wasn't like any messages about anti-Bush messages or anti-Clinton messages in those old Jurassic films. It's like they didn't do that. Not even in Jurassic World they didn't do that. But then Fallen Kingdom comes along, and because Trump's in office and Hollywood's gone full woke, they have to add like 4 or 5 different Trump jokes in it. And it's like, just falls flat. Just falls flat. And now Trump's not in office, so now what's the point? What's the point in even having those in there? And it's like, just don't do it. Henry Lewis says, I fail to see how Black Widow appeals to the Me Too movement. The movie is pretty decent in my opinion. It's the villain, right? He abuses women, and he's basically Harvey Weinstein as a character. I haven't seen the movie, by the way, but I've seen enough of it to know that I want to avoid it. The Eggman says, wait, where were the Trump jokes? I don't remember. I guess I'm going insane. There's the thing about the US president in the newsreel, like questioning the existence of dinosaurs, which is funny, and they don't name him, but it's like, if you know when the film was made, you know who they're talking about, and it's meant to be like, oh, you know, Trump's an idiot. He thinks dinosaurs don't exist. But I think it's also kind of, I'll admit, cleverly written, because it kind of says US president questions the existence of dinosaurs in the first place. That could be relating to the existence of the InGen dinosaurs in the first place. Like, the president's like, why do these dinosaurs even exist, right? Why are we cloning these things? Like, it could be that. But if you know the reason why, and you've seen the interviews with Colin Trevorrow, who I have the utmost respect for, and I really like the guy, but that's the one thing where I'm like, dude, you don't write that sort of shit into your movies. But yeah, he admitted in an interview that he really likes that line because it jabs at Trump, and it's like, oh, for God's sake. Then there's the auctioneer's hair is like Trump's, and they even have like the hair going up. And then there's the Wheatley does a line where he's like, that's a nasty woman, and that's like a direct quote from Trump. It's like, just stop doing this. This isn't The Simpsons, this isn't South Park, this is fucking Jurassic Park. Like, just keep the politics out of it. Like, the specific politics, keep the specific politics out of it. Thank you for the $5 tip, Big Shark. Here's one for making my day, Jack. I can tell you're deeply disappointed and upset. The reason why, right, I'm so deeply disappointed and upset with this sort of crap in movies is that because it's like there's so much they could do with the Jurassic brand, which is so freaking awesome and cool, and they just don't do it. And this is the sort of shit they waste their money on. Like, they waste their money on this Amber Society video or those motion comics. It's like, Jesus, just stop. Just stop. Like, actually make some content that's worth the Jurassic name. Because there's that phrase, right, from back in the day where it says, if it ain't Jurassic Park, it's extinct. Well, now I'm starting to think it might be the opposite. If it's extinct... no, it's not the opposite. It's like if it's Jurassic Park, it's extinct. Just forget about it. And by the way, just for those out there who might be watching this who like, you know, really don't like Trump, it's like, my opinions on the guy, it doesn't matter. I'm talking about Jurassic Park, right? I'm not advocating for Trump here. I'm just saying keep that crap out of these movies. Anyway, I should probably carry on painting because I haven't painted in a while. So cheers. And if this continues, by the way, once Dominion's out, like, I'm out. I'm out of Jurassic. If this is what the fandom, like, what they're tailoring the content to the fandom towards, and this is what the fandom enjoys, then I'm out. Like, I'm gone. Just like I am with the Alien franchise. I'm sticking with what I like, and then that's it. But it's all a balance, isn't it? Because, like, we get this freaking amazing visual history book from the first 3 movies, which came out, which I've got. It's in the other room, but it's like, I got that, and that's absolutely amazing. And then the balance is you get this absolutely hollow, vacuous crap on Twitter, on YouTube, whatever it is. Krask says those Trump references really took me out of the film. Exactly, and it's like, why do you want your audience to be taken out of the movie? It's like back in the day, like Hollywood, they hated Trump so much they couldn't stop talking about him, so then they made everyone else think about him. Like, when I'm watching Jurassic World, I don't want to be thinking about Donald Trump. I want to be thinking about the movie I'm watching. But, you know. The Eggman says, I just wish we stopped seeing the watering down of JP weapons. Remember when the Spaz 12 was a character of its own? In Jurassic World, we saw those taser nets. I know we saw the minigun, but that's quite a gap. No, I disagree with you there, because do you not remember the shot with the Indominus running towards that guy and he was bang, bang, shooting the gun? Do you not remember the rocket blowing up Charlie? Do you not remember all the guns in the Raptors versus InGen mercenary scene? Do you not remember the scene in Fallen Kingdom where Owen is shooting the Endoraptor in Maisie's bedroom? Or when the Guyblum shoots Blue? There's plenty of guns in the Jurassic World series. They haven't watered it down. They just haven't... I guess because the Spaz shotgun stood out in Jurassic Park because it was like the only gun you saw, and there was that nice shot of it going... There's Owen Grady's gun as well in Jurassic World, you know, with the... I forget the name of it now. It was called the Tyrannosaur rifle in the script. Anyway, right, enough of that. I'm drawing a robot spinning through the air. Jesus. Oh. I needed that. I think I needed to do that big rant. Felt good. Oh man, the Eggman says, looks cool already. I can't wait for this episode to be done. Ugh. It's so funny because like I've been editing the episode together in my spare time, and there's so many like extra frames I didn't know I was going to have to do that I've had to like insert in. Jurassic Productions, who can't wait for Camp Cretaceous? Oh god, that's another thing. Like there was some woke crap in Blimmin' Camp Cretaceous when what's her name? I can't even remember the character's name. The social media, the millennial, the Gen Z crap person. Who is it? Can't remember the name now. The one who's like a social media person. When she says the line, so this was toxic masculinity looks like. So, get rid of it. Stop using this sort of shit in our Jurassic Park entertainment. It's awful. It's also dated. It's going to date it horribly. Big Shark says, I could tell when Jack opened up this stream how upset he was. Like, you've been holding it in till this stream. Oh, yes, I have. I was putting my daughter down to sleep and I was just raging. I was like, oh, Brooklyn, that's it. My 4K TV brand is LG. It's one of the first episodes, all. But the thing is, it's like it's just not needed because like kids are gonna watch this, and it's like this when it starts to feel like propaganda. All this stupid dialogue that like isn't needed and just totally breaks from Jurassic. Like, aside from the Trump stuff I mentioned in Fallen Kingdom, luckily the movies have like not done this really. They could have very easily done that with Zia, and they kind of teetered on the line, but they never fully went over. So it's like, okay, kind of, I'll let that pass. You know, Zia could have been an obnoxious. Well, she is kind of obnoxious, but they could have made her a lot worse, John. Could have been a lot worse. So I let that slide. I'm like, okay, that's not too bad. And I can safely say that all the Jurassic World movies are okay. It's just the content outside of it, except what we wrote, just to pat myself on the back. Rob Rice says you've seen Clayton's recent video on Dragon Curve regarding Star Wars. Oh yes, I enjoyed it. I think I left a comment under there, actually. This robot is such a strange shape to draw that it's like really hard to do. It doesn't have to be perfect because the thing's moving so fast through the air. Krask says, I really don't like Trump or Biden, but it just blows my mind how badly Trump triggered Hollywood. It's because he was one of them. And when you're betrayed by one of your own, that's the worst. That's why the lowest level of hell is reserved for betrayers, right? And he was one of them. He was a Hollywood person. And then he joined the Republicans, and oh no, oh the God, oh, everything's ruined. And then they've never recovered. Never recovered. Why do you think we've got Ghostbusters Afterlife? It's because they knew they fucked up with Ghostbusters 2016. Like, they knew. They tried to make Ghostbusters some cringy woke crap, and look where that got them. And they had to spend loads of money on a whole other movie to like make up for it. It's like, Like, if they want to make movies dunking on, like, politicians that they don't like, it's like, fair enough, but make that movie specific. Like, I don't know, Team America or something, like that sort of stuff. Like, make it specific to that. Don't inject it into Star Trek. It's like, no one wants it there. Neil Finart says, so by the title of the stream, you and I have the same opinions on the new announcement. Oh, you weren't here for the beginning. Oof. Big old rant. Crash says, I'll say Avatar in 4K is mind-blowing. Yeah, I'll have to pick that up, I think. At some point. Thing is though, like, knowing YouTube's algorithm, this video is probably going to be demonetized. Make sure you get the uncensored cut if you pick up Avatar, says Big Shark. Yeah, exactly. Oh no, Disney, we can't show two aliens melding their hair together to have sex, but we can show them melding their hair to animals. We can show them thrusting and having sex. We just can't show them, you know, making an orgasmic sound as their hair touches. It's like, stop editing these movies. Leave them as they are. Like, the artistic flair in Hollywood is dead, right? Like, it's gone. Like, it's gone. Like, there is no... It's dead. It's just dead. It's what I was saying to my wife the other day. Like, we had this whole conversation in the car. We were on a long car journey, and she turned to me, and out of the blue, she said, Jack, are there any movies that you're excited about seeing? And I was like, Jurassic World Dominion. And she was like, outside of that. And I was like, no, not particularly. And she was like, that's so strange, because, like, when I met you, you would have, like, a list of, like, 10, 15 movies per year that you were, like, super stoked at seeing. Like, from, you know, independent movies to, like, massive Hollywood blockbusters, you name it, right? And this just seems to have just died off. Now, I think, like, partly that is myself. Like, I think I've changed a bit. But also, it's definitely, like, all Hollywood's masks slipping from, like, 2016... late 2015, 2016 onwards. It's just put me off. Like, I haven't been overly amazed by a movie. Tell a lie, there was one movie that came out this year that made me feel like the old school, like, yeah. And that was Godzilla vs. Kong. Because that movie, like, for whatever reason, the Monsterverse seemed to have avoided a lot of that rubbish. Like, they did the smart thing and just didn't put it in, so it was a fun movie, despite how, like, you know, stupid it was in terms of, like, what you were watching. It was so much fun. So much fun, and it felt authentic, like, it felt genuine. Jack says, don't mention June, and Epic Jason says, one really good movie I think you should go check out, Jack, is June Part 1. Oh, I had to shut my eyes through most of June because I was genuinely thinking, I need to try and think of something more interesting than what I'm watching. That was the most dullest movie I've ever seen. I did not like it. Visual effects were amazing. The acting was good, but the problem with the characters was they all felt exactly the same. Like none of them had any traits that made me go, oh, that's that character. Well, that's that character that stood out. It was just, it was a pain to watch. Like it was like trying to walk through thick mud with no shoes, or like your shoes have fallen off and they're trapped in the mud, and you're like wading through like, ugh, ugh. Did not like it. Did not like it. Every character was like, this, just grumbling. Oh, it's the prophecy. It's the way it's meant to be. Oh yeah, this spice. It's like, where's the charisma? Where's the, like, these people are meant to live in this world, and that's all they know. Like, where's the smiling faces? Where's the happiness? Where's the life? It was like we saw the warring factions of all these different societies, which is fair enough, but we never saw the societies that they were trying to protect or anything like that. And then someone like explained to me bits of the book after we saw it, and that sounded really interesting, but I don't want to read the book. So and also not like why they thought it was a good idea to end the movie where it was just stupid. Like you just meet this person who they've been promoting. It's like bloody Force Awakens again, right? Mark Hamill's all over the posters. Luke Skywalker's back. Force Awakens comes out. He's like right at the end of the movie. Same thing in this movie. Like you see hints of this character. I forget the actress's name from Spider-Man, but like she's in like loads of flashbacks and well, not flashbacks, but like the guy's bending time and space, and he's seeing the future, and he's seeing like possible realities or whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, she's gonna be like a major character in this movie, and she's barely in it, and it's like, okay, and when she turns up, then the film ends. It's like as if, I heard someone else say this, and I really liked it because it was a perfect summation of it. It was like you're watching Fellowship of the Ring, right? And you have Gandalf die, and they go into the woods. Oh yeah, they fight the orcs, that's it. Then Sam and Frodo go off, and the movie ends when they're like looking out over where they've got to go, right? But imagine if it ended when they meet Gollum, and he's there, and then, you know, they've got the little tie around his neck, and he's like, and then the movie ends. And you're like, we've just met Gollum, like, what's going on? Like, why did it end there? It was just such a jarring place to end the movie. And not only that, like, one of the characters, or I think it was her, turned to the camera and was like, this is only the beginning. And I turned to my wife in the cinema, who was equally bored out of her skull, and I just went, not for this guy. I'm done. Like, I'm out. This is the end for me. I'm jumping ship right here. And I kid you not, hand on my heart, I am telling the truth. 2 times during the movie, I turned to my wife and I was like, can we just go home? It's going to be like so much more interesting if we go home and watch something else. And she was like, no, like, 'cause, you know, bless it. She likes to commit, and you know, then she'll have something to talk about. I was out already. I was done. I was like, just get me out of this cinema. So that's when I think it was about an hour into the movie, if that, was when I shut my eyes for the first time. I was like, I just need to think about something more interesting than what's happening on screen. It was so boring, so dull. Looked visually stunning, effects great, like I said, like all the elements were there for a great movie, but it was just so drab and boring and just, oh god. Just what was the point? It was like it was trying to be cerebral, like it was like, oh, this is a big blockbuster, but it's going to feel like this cerebral, like real artistic vision, and then it was like too cerebral, like it went too far, and it just wasn't fun. So, but I think the fundamental thing for me, and I've said it a million times, the fundamental flaw for me there is the characters. Like, they all felt the same. Like, if you go back and watch Dune, like, go back and watch it, watch how the characters act and talk to each other. It's like barely any difference, if any, between any of the characters. I think the the Aquaman guy is the only character who shows like a glint of like someone happy, and I think the main character like smiles when he sees him, but then that's about it. Like there's nothing to draw off of. Epic Jason says Jason Momoa can't act for crap in any film he's in except June, because he was the only one who stood out. He's like the only one who stood out from the crowd, so his acting was elevated there. I'll say this though about movies and, you know, my relationship to them. Going backwards in time is very interesting. Like, me and my wife have been watching movies that, you know, some we've seen before, some we just haven't. Like the other night we watched this film called Poseidon, directed by Wolfgang Petersen, about the ferry that gets hit by the rogue wave and goes upside down and slowly sinks. And I'd heard good things about it, and we watched it, and it was pretty good. It was just this simple, like, I know it was a remake of an older film, The Poseidon Adventure, but it was like this simple action movie with the ship turned upside down, and there's this one bit in the movie that's like the characters do something that's like really morally grey, and you're, oh my god, like I did not expect that to happen. And they don't really address it or follow up, and it's one of those moments where you're like, if they'd have really focused in on that moment, or like played on that would have been really interesting, and that would have elevated this film to another level, but they didn't. And yeah, but it was fun. It was a good watch. Well directed, well acted. Had some decent effects. And like over Halloween, my wife and I watched loads and loads of horror films. Oh, what are we watching? What did we watch? Oh, I watched this movie for the first time the other night called In the Mouth of Madness, which a lot of people might have heard about and might have seen, with Sam Neill, which that movie's amazing. That's such a fun movie to watch. And I'm kind of glad I'd held off on watching it until recently. It's just a shame that it's like unavailable on Blu-ray or anything in this country. Like, it's not in the UK. It's like, I don't know why. But that's a fun movie. Well worth checking out. I'm having more fun watching, like, going back through the library of all these movies before Hollywood, you know, before Hollywood post-Trump. And then me and my wife are now, so we watched all like horror films through, or like what sort of, I don't know, Halloween tailored movies, let's say, because not all of them were horror films. Like Spielberg's War of the Worlds, I wouldn't necessarily class it as a horror, but we watched it during the Halloween season because, you know, it's the horror of alien invasion, I guess. But we watched, we've started watching through November action movies. That's one of why Poseidon was watched the other night. We've been watching different action films. I'm trying to think of the first one we watched. Well, we watched the making ofs, all the Indiana Jones movies, and then we were going to watch all the Indiana Jones films, but then we stopped and went, you know what, we feel like we've watched them now because we watched all the making ofs. But yeah, so we started with those. Then we watched Poseidon. And now we're watching the Nolan Batman movies. So we watched Batman Begins last night, and then we're going to watch The Dark Knight tomorrow night. The Dark Knight tomorrow night. I haven't watched them in a number of years. Batman Begins was a good watch. Very good movie. Have I seen Casablanca? Asked Krask. Yes, I went to the cinema and watched it because they did a re-release at the cinema in the UK for the Blu-ray release, and me and my wife went and watched it. We had a romantic night. It's when we both lived in London. We went to the cinema and watched Casablanca, and I think we were like one of 2 couples in there. So all these kids, they don't want to watch Casablanca. They don't know what they're missing. But that was actually the first time I'd seen it. So the first time I watched it was in the cinema. It was very good. Like, I mean, it was a fantastic movie, not just very good. Like, I could see it was why it was renowned as one of those greatest movies ever made kind of thing. I do need to rewatch that, actually. I'm glad you brought that up. Casablanca. 22 people watching the stream. That's some big numbers. Yeah, that's good for a Friday on this channel. I think it's because of the trigger-inducing thumbnail. See, the thing is, whenever I talk about like Jurassic, like I have been tonight, and I have done previously on other streams, I will admit I do run the risk of pissing off Universal and the people who I've worked with. But the thing is like I've got to voice my opinion on these things. If not, like, it's just going to continue. And I might not stop it. Like, I don't think I'm powerful enough to like stop it, and I don't know if I want to be. But it's one of those things where it's like if I don't voice my opinion, then it's like I'm just going to be enabling that kind of stuff. And it's like it's just when I was a kid, the Jurassic franchise was nothing. Like the Amber Society wouldn't be something that even if I was a kid I'd be interested in. Because you can tell they're acting. You can tell they're fake. It's not real. And it's just... And they're saying things that just aren't true. Krask says, it's refreshing to see you brave enough to speak from your heart, Jack. Well, that's what I'll always do. It's because, and I'll be frank here, like, it's because I've got a whole life outside of YouTube, and I've got a whole life outside of the internet, where, like, that means more to me than anything. So, like, this stupid Jurassic video on the internet is really annoying for me, and I'll say all this sort of stuff I've been saying tonight, but, like, I just don't care. If I go down because of something I said that I know is me being as truthful as possible, you know? Rob Rice says, I might tell indigenous people about you and your stance as a fan, with you on your own opinions on the Jurassic Park franchise and how we can form some compromise. What? Indigenous people? Indigenous to where? And that's the thing, like, I'll speak from my heart, as Krask puts it in the chat. But the thing is, I'm open to being wrong. I don't think I'm wrong about the Amber Society, by the way. But that aside, I'm open to being wrong. Like, I don't care if I'm wrong. I'd rather know if I'm wrong, because then I can be right. I can learn where I'm going wrong. You know, that's the whole point of putting your opinions out there, is to be open to the fact that you might be wrong about something, or you might learn something. It's as simple as that. But if you don't voice your opinion, then they're just going to continue doing shit like that. Right, it's taken me how long to do one frame of this? Oh wait, no, I need to colour in the... Also, I must say, I must apologise for the lack of streams. I've had a very, very busy couple of weeks, and so every Saturday we had friends over who were up from another part of the UK, so I couldn't stream because we were hanging out with them, and I think some other stuff came up. And like tomorrow night, I could have streamed tomorrow night, but you know, me and my wife's actually out tonight. I'm on the I'm on baby duty, hence I've got the monitor here. My wife is out, but so when she, you know, she wasn't in. If she was in tonight, we'd be watching The Dark Knight tonight, and then I would be streaming tomorrow. But because she's out tonight, we're going to watch that tomorrow. So I'm doing a stream tonight. So my, you know, you guys know by now, I don't really have a strict stream schedule or schedule. I just stream when I can. And when I want to, because I'll admit there was a time a couple of days ago where I could have streamed, but I was like, I don't really want to. I just want to chill and paint. Big Shark says this is the day Jurassic broke Jack. That happened a while ago, but the thing was I was holding off. But this was the straw that broke the camel's back. Let's say that, you know. I think it's also because I'd been watching this YouTuber called Rob Ager. If you haven't checked him out, he's really good at doing film analysis. And I was watching a video of his on one of his channels. He's got like 4 or 5 channels. On one of his channels about how to spot when like the news is lying to you and all that sort of stuff, like all these different things. And so then I put on this Jurassic video, and like instantly I was like, oh my god, I'm spotting like all the things that he was pointing out. Oh, I just realised something. I just realised in this frame, I hadn't done the teeth. No, I haven't seen Jungle Cruise, Krask. Legendary says, hey Jack, did you see Camp Cretaceous Season 4 trailer? Are you excited for robot dogs in the Jurassic Park universe? Okay, you all know my thoughts on Camp Cretaceous, that I just don't consider it canon. And it's just stupid Saturday morning bullshit with some woke propaganda thrown in. Hey, I'm all in for Season 4. I'm excited. I'm excited for the absolute stupidity of it. So, yeah, count me in. And I don't think they're meant to be robot dogs. I think they're meant to be robot dinosaurs, but like they look like robot dogs, so like who are they kidding, you know? I will admit, I am excited to see what they have to say about the Spinosaurus, though. Because I knew the Spinosaurus was going to be in the series a while back, since like June or May. Can't remember when, but Colin told me the Spinosaurus was in it. And and I was like, oh, that's going to be interesting. So I'll be interested to see, because bear in mind, like, I wonder if, and I highly doubt they will because it's Camp Cretaceous, but I wonder if they'll touch upon its history. I wonder if they'll mention that it was like bred illegally or some shit like that. Shit is the word of the stream, by the way. Happy Jason says, perhaps Universal will be more open to doing a Primal Rage film since it'd be a lot of fun. I think it could be better than POS Rampage film. Yeah, I think you're... I don't know what's Primal Rage. Zul says probably won't. Darius probably gonna say it's Sail gonna sprout spikes and it has a beard or some shit. Yeah, and it's not 18 meters long. You know what? I might actually save all these again. I'm just gonna do the teeth. Are you ready for the rave party in season 4? Yes, I am. I would love to do like some sort of like watch along with season 4 when it's released. Like watch it live so you get my initial reactions. But obviously I've got the little one and she's not going to let me spend however long. There's like 11 episodes or something. Like however long. Cool, right. That took too long doing that. Ethan Dider says, wait, what woke propaganda is in Camp Cretaceous? The first one that jumps to mind is the mentioning of toxic masculinity. It's like that kind of dialogue. It's like, just get it out of Jurassic. Amber Production says, Jurassic World Evolution 2, the Spino dies in Jurassic Park 3 Chaos Mode and Simon Masrani collects the body. I don't know if Jurassic World Evolution 2 is canon. Of course it's not canon. Bear in mind, okay, so Jurassic Park 3 Chaos Theory is a what-if scenario, right? And Simon Masrani says, collect the body. I have something in mind for it. I swear that's alluding to the Spinosaurus skeleton on Main Street. They're like, what if that skeleton was that Spinosaurus? I think that's what they were trying to do. Krask says, it also implies that only males can be toxic or somehow more toxic. I think humans have the capability throughout history, whether they're male or female, to be toxic. They're just toxic people. But toxic's not like... Toxic's just a stupid word to use. Colonel Ryan's got it right, yeah. It's also just lame dialogue anyway. Yeah, of course it is. Like, I feel bad for like the younger generations. Like, I don't want to like pity them or anything, but like, I just think like they're never going to go to the cinema and watch something that's like Die Hard. You know? You're never going to go to the cinema and see something like Die Hard ever again. I mean, we've already got Die Hard, so we don't need to go watch Die Hard again. But something like that. Something where you go to the cinema and it's like... There's something that just enthralls people who watch it and it becomes like a classic and all that sort of stuff. And it's like... funny, and doesn't have any of the political rubbish in it. Or Predator, yeah, exactly. Both John McTiernan movies. But hey, maybe I'm just like an old man complaining. Maybe this is what the kids want. Maybe they can shout "Yas Queen" on their TikTok videos about the T-Rex. And the T-Rex is relegated from, you know, this giant carnivorous prehistoric leviathan as I knew it to this Rexy Yas Queen woke bullshit character. Maybe that's what they want to turn it into, because that's what the kids like, because they're going to have it all on their TikToks or whatever they have. Krask says, stop saying "Yas Queen." Well, I thought that's what you youngsters all like these days. I'm just trying to be hip. Really hard trying to work out like the angle of this. I mean, I guess that's what I'm trying to do with Dino-Defenders, is like fill a void that I think's missing. You know? It might just be this little animated YouTube series, but I'm trying to capture that feeling that you would get watching sort of movies from the 80s. That's why like the characters smoke. And there's none of this like modern, I'll use that word, modern dialogue. Krask says, what I love about Dino-Defenders is it feels like a show I would have watched as a kid with extra sized balls. I'll take that, that's a great compliment. You don't get robot dogs in this series, but you do get a robot creature that resembles a dinosaur. Crash says, I sympathise massively that you chose to a really complicated design for Calypso. That's be a bitch to animate, but it'll be worth it. Yeah, it is a bit of a crazy design. I've actually found it animating it not as hard as I thought, but it does have its challenges. Like, for example, choose this frame here. I'll show you this frame, like where it initially comes out. So this is like the staging of the fight. So you can see like it came out. You got this walking, and then turns. So it's just trying to get all the you know, the look of it turning 3D right and stuff. But when it's getting like thrown through the air, like what you're seeing in this one, I don't have to be as careful with the way it looks because it's going to be so quick. It's like flying through the air, and plus there's going to be like dirt elements and smoke and goodness knows what happening at the same time. Hello, on the job filmmaking. How are you doing? Crash says, I love how it feels very steampunky. Yeah, it's also that sort of copper colour scheme as well, which kind of adds that steampunkiness, I guess. Someone said Primal Rage is like that stop motion Mortal Kombat thing. I think I used to play that as a kid at an arcade. They had one. I think I played it a couple of times. Like with the monkey with the blue mohawk, right? I think I know what you mean. Now what I'm doing with this frame is I'm going to colour it in, but then this is where it's touching the ground, so I need to like add dirt elements. I might change the music from this Christmassy music to which we have. Not that. Where are we looking? Where are we looking? Desktop. If I had a file, can't seem to find it anymore. Guess I'm just blind. Is it not here? No? Alright. Well, we'll just play it then. Oh, you know what? Might actually turn that leg. What's the go with the Amber Society? Says on the job filmmaking. It's content that the Jurassic marketing team should never have released. And the fact that it says episode 1 just fills me with despair. That's the nicest way I can put it. You know what, actually, I kind of like the... Maybe I just need to tilt it a bit. Rather than have it. Krask says, I'd be okay if they were real fans. Yeah, exactly. Like I was saying, like if they'd have gotten like Jurassic Outpost in to get some actual fans on, and then they said the exact same things, it's like, fair enough. They're real fans, but the fact that you can tell that they're not, and that they're just acting, and it's just all faked, it's like, just feels so corporate and rubbish. You know what, I might even actually lower this even more. Jack says, as I said earlier, it cheapens the Mystery Science Theater 3000 format they used. Oh yeah, exactly, yeah. They also were copying Mystery Science Theater 3000, which, you know. No. Just no. Hello, Taylor. Hey, long time no see. Krask, I think I've had enough cringe for today. I don't want to watch any more of that. And this is the other annoying thing about the Amber Society thing, right? This is the other annoying thing. The other extra layer of annoyance is they release this thing, right? And it's called episode 1. So now I'm like torn because... Well, not really. I'm just not going to watch episode 2. But part of me is like, it like taps into your curious mind, because like, what shit is going to be said in this next episode? I just hope they never release it. But you know they are, because the likes to dislikes on that YouTube video are just, should be the opposite. But it's just not, because people just like anything. Colonel Ryan says, Jack, you know you want to hate watch it. That is my problem. Because I know I want to hate watch it, but like just give like I don't know if I could sleep at night if I knew I gave them the views. Unless I made like a series of videos where I specifically targeted the Amber Society videos. It's just like every time they release a video, I'm gonna release a video. Wasn't there... I don't know if anyone else watched it to the end of that video, so correct me if I'm wrong here, but the end of the video, does the girl make a joke about one of the guys being her dad or something? Name it the Coprolite Society. Yeah, like what was that about? Where she was like, "Yeah, Dad," and it was like, was that meant to be like a joke about Jurassic, like Dennis Nedry, when he's like, "Thanks, Dad." Was that what it was meant to be? It was a diss. Yeah, so like, okay, so because the guy on the other end of the video was like, he was like, I'm all into the park movies, not these world movies or whatever, and then she's like, I'm gonna convert you. It's like, dude, if you want someone to talk to you about the Jurassic World movies, and I don't even want to say the word convert, but like, if that guy was real, it's like, talk to someone like me, or someone like Krask or Zool or Big Shark or any one of you in the chat who appreciates Jurassic World, not a paid actor. This whole like, yeah, Dad, see now you like Jurassic World because of this, and it's like, oh, it's so bad. Jack says, I think it was a line written by 13 people in a writer's room that had no meaning, as all human reality was stripped from it by years of formatting. Now will you watch the new trilogy, Dad? It's like, oh my god. Oh, I wonder if they... Oh my god, I'm gonna see something. Okay. His favourite dinosaur was a T-Rex, and his favourite quote was a T-Rex's roar. Age 41. Yeah. Seems real. Yara. Favourite dinosaur Blue. Favourite quote, welcome to Jurassic World. Age 32. So she's the same age as me. Yeah, right. And then, say, favourite dinosaur, Pteranodon. Age 25. Favourite quote, am I dead? So Franklin's, am I dead? It's like, yeah, I believe that's someone's favourite line. And then Olive. Favourite dinosaur, Bumpy, age 18. Favourite quote, woman inherits the earth. Fuck if anyone's favourite dinosaur is actually Bumpy. And favourite quote, woman inherits the earth. I can believe it from this. No, I don't want to go into ad homs. It's just so tailored and not real that that's what's more insulting to the fans. Like, this is the thing, like, this is meant to be a video about fans talking about the movie, but they made fake fans to make a video. Like, the fandom should be up. I mean, as far as I can tell, the fandom, aside from some of the YouTube comments, the fandom thinks this is really cringe and bad, right? The fandom should be more up in arms about this, because this is like directly insulting them. Like, it's insulting to the fans. That's why I'm so angry. It's like they're trying to represent the fans with these characters, and they just completely drop the ball. Ooh. And I dropped my stylus. They completely dropped the ball. Dropped my stylus. Could you imagine, right? Could you imagine if these fans were actually real and they just spoke like that? Whenever they talked to each other, they just sounded like corporate written lines. I've made this stream absolutely slagging them off as fake fans, paid actors, like basically false flag Jurassic operation going on here. Imagine if they were real. My favourite dinosaur is Bumpy. My favourite quote is, "Woman inherits the earth." Just thinking these people like if they were real. Oh god. On the job filmmaking asks Jack, are you planning on doing more film commentaries? I'm always planning on doing film commentaries. It's just never got the time to do them, but I'll do them when I can. I've got so many I want to do. Rob Rice says, honestly, it's hard for me to tolerate fandoms in general nowadays. It mostly feels like everyone's trying to insult or hurt each other. I don't get that from the Jurassic fandom though, and this is someone who has had people say a lot of stuff about me in the Jurassic fandom. But the weird thing about it is like I just talk to them, and then we tend to see eye to eye and become friends after a while. So it's like they just hear some stuff along the grapevine that they seem to think is real, and it's misquoted or just flat out wrong. But the thing is, like, I don't really get it from the Jurassic fandom. What I do see is like videos like this from Universal where it feels like the fandom should be more up in arms about this, because it's Universal basically insulting them to their face and they don't even realise it. Not you guys, I mean you're here, so... Jack says, fandom is too busy dealing with life in 2021 as an actual adult, so the kids who think they're fans and have no responsibilities beyond tweeting how upset they are make them how things upset what tweeting how upset things make them are the only voices we hear what what was that sentence? Amber Productions says, when she mentioned capitalism, my thoughts were, who talks like this? No one except radical activists. That's who they're trying to cater to. Right, okay. Let's... They're actually puppets, that's why we don't see their faces. Epic J says, real fans can plug into walls and cool you down. You know what makes a real fan? An actual fan, not some paid actor with scripted lines to say what they think, when those people probably couldn't give two shits about Jurassic. Well, they clearly don't, because they took that job. On the job filmmaker says, hi, I'm Raven. I'm a real Jurassic Park fan. I'm 56. My favourite dinosaur is the mosasaur, and my favourite line is, hey buddy, what do you think? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I'm looking at a chat I'm in, James Ronan. But don't kids find politics boring? Yes, but this is brainwashing them from an early age. Bam Sam just took a picture of Olive and said, fuck off, Olive. This is the thing, this is another Jurassic chat I'm in, and it's like, you can see what I mean, like the actual fan base is not putting up for this crap. Epic Jason says, Pterodome, have you ever considered joining Mauler and his friends at EFAP one evening? I'm sure you would have fun with them. I would, but they would have to invite me on, and I don't think they even know who I am. So, I'd be more than happy. James says, I'm watching your stream. Oh yeah, I forgot. Enjoyed your rant at the start. I just realised this track is... Track was just repeating. Thank you for the tip, Krask. That's very kind of you. Right, so this is the first instance of this thing touching the ground. So now what I need to do is muddy up the ground. So this shot, I'm not going to do like the... Ooh, actually... Yeah, I'm not going to do the whole impact of it landing on the ground, because it's going to cut to another shot of it like crashing across the ground. Amber Production says, when the kid opens the doors to the balcony and we see Jurassic World in all its glory, my thoughts wasn't, damn capitalism. No, of course not. But it was for 18-year-old Olive, apparently, because Olive has been brainwashed by her university teachers. Yeah, I said it. I went there. Actually, right, so now on to the next frame. Hey, let's talk about something positive. The Jurassic Park visual history book. The ultimate visual history book. That thing, I know a lot of fans out there were worried about it being like full of images and content that we'd already known. But it's actually surprised almost, I think, every single fan that I know of with content that is like so much stuff we didn't know before, especially in Jurassic Park 3, because it's like we finally own a making of Jurassic Park 3 book. So Jack, what are you doing? Why are you giving me £50? you bugger. People should know Jack is one of my closest. Why are you giving me £50, dude? Thank you. But why? Damn capitalism. Yeah, it's like, it's nice to finally own a making of Jurassic Park 3 book. Like the Jurassic Park 3 section of that book is like worth the price of the entire book, in my opinion. Because it's nice to actually have like some official released content relating to the behind the scenes of that movie that isn't just like the sort of standard behind the scenes fare that you get on the DVDs and stuff. Does it talk about all the different iterations Jurassic Park 3 went through? And not all of them. It talks briefly about a few of them, but then it really focuses in on the shooting script, which is so much better than the final film we got. And like it really details out that movie, and that would have been so good. There's no guarantee it would have been a good movie, really, but it would have at least been better than what we got. That's a guarantee. I've now, because I'm reading the book backwards, so I've started on Jurassic Park 3. I've read the whole Jurassic Park 3 section, and now I'm on to the Lost World. So I've just started reading the Lost World. So far, it's like, you know, exactly what you expect. But then I'm going to go on to the Jurassic Park section, which is the biggest section. I started by reading Jurassic Park 3 first, because that's really what I was interested in when buying this book. But I remember talking to Clayton, and he was saying how like he was worried it was just going to be full of content that we saw before, and I said like, well, we'll just have to wait and see. But I said, but I've pre-ordered it, and I'm just so happy to be like surprised by the book and how like well it's been received. It's not, obviously it's not 100% perfect. There are things in there where it could have been better, like you know, I know some fans and stuff provided some prop replicas or something, and there's some issues with those I've seen some fans talk about, but it's like tiny little discrepancies. And it's big. Like, this book is thick and it's huge, and it's got all these like little gifts you can get out of it, like little things you can pull out and keep. Big Shark says, so Jack, what are you doing for Thanksgiving if you celebrate it? I don't really celebrate it, I'm afraid. Ooh, you know what? I need to redo... That's okay, it's the face. I think I turned it a little bit too much. Legendary says, is there more details about the JP4 concepts, like the dinosaur human hybrids? No, it only has like 2 pages that allude to Jurassic Park 4 right at the end. And so I think if, and that's a big if because I don't know if they are going to do it, but if they do it, that's definitely going to be in the Jurassic World book. Which, why they split them up, I get it, because they want to sell more books. But at the same time, it's like, it would have been cool to see these two like the Park trilogy and the World trilogy, this separation which I don't like. It would have been nice to have it in like one book so we can actually see the progression take place instead of having these two separate books. It's like it all adds to this like psychology of it being all separate. It's like, I just don't know. It's like, ugh. Bradley Smith says, Jack, are you still in contact with Sam and the gang? Did you start up a company? Yeah. I talk to Sam every day. Sam's a good friend. I don't know which company you're thinking of. If it's Chronicle, I'm doing that with Tim. And if it's Chaos Theorem, then that's just something that we're doing to do stuff like this, like Dino-Defenders. On the Job Filmmaking asks, what's your favourite Jurassic Park 4 concept / idea? I did like the sound of that one that had, I believe it was Alan Grant and Ian Malcolm back in it. And it was about dinosaurs in Costa Rica. Or something along those lines. But, it's hard to say because, like, if you read the Jurassic Park Ultimate Visual History section on the shooting script of Jurassic Park 3, if we could have got that as the third movie, the fourth one would have been really interesting, I think. I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't read it, because it's almost like a movie in itself, like a premise of like a Jurassic Park movie, like a what if. So people should just read that book. Or at least I'll give it a little while longer before I really dive into it. But that's so cool. Krask asks, Jack, full hypothetical question. If you were given full control over the Land That Time Forgot remake, would you keep the time period intact or would you change things around? I would keep the time period intact. Mainly because keeping the timeline intact, or the time period intact, removes mobile phones and modern technology from the equation. So the feeling of isolation and the stakes are already heightened by that point. Plus, like, you know, old World War I submarines are just awesome, and I'd want to use that. The thing is, though, I would want to mix it up from the old one. Like the 1976 movie, I wouldn't want to directly remake that. I'd obviously have references to it, but Like I'd have to have in a remake. I would have to have the scene where they land on on Caprona, you know, the dinosaur infested island. And the first thing they do is get attacked by a plesiosaurus, and then they shoot it, and then it instantly cuts, like just instantly cuts from the thing landing on the deck of this submarine on the, like, I don't know what you call it, on the mast. No, it's not. What's the word for like that bit on the top of the submarine? But like lands dead on there, and then instantly cuts them walking through with a plate of like what looks like turkey meat. Just like the first thing they do is eat the dinosaur. I would definitely keep that in there. I actually haven't read the book, so I don't know if that's in the book, but I'd definitely keep that in there. The nest, that's it. Thank you, Big Shark. Here's the thing I'd also keep with my remake, is I would keep the dinosaurs inaccurate. So the theropods would all be walking upright. Like the way they did the old films, that's exactly how I would do it. Just with modern effects. No, I'd probably mix up the species. I don't know what I would have in it, but... Actually, saying it, like, a dinosaur, like a T-Rex walking, or an Allosaurus or whatever, walking upright in CGI might look really strange, because you expect it to move really fluidly, but, like, we're capping its movements by walking upright, so it might look really crap. Like, even worse than, like, if it was a puppet or... stop motion or whatever. I think they used just puppets in the old 1975 movie. They did keep the dinosaurs inaccurate in the 2005 King Kong, but they had the T-Rexes walking with their tails horizontally, whereas I'd want to keep them with their tails dragging on the ground. Like, keep the dinosaurs to the time period the film's set in. I've yet to see that done. Yeah, you could do a compromise like that, because like the T-Rex in King Kong 1933 does a bit of horizontal standing and goes upright, so it does both. So that's kind of what I would do. But when I was thinking through this, I was thinking of the 1975 movie where like they all walk upright. Actually, Legendary, you just brought up a good point. Like Godzilla being an accurate upright dinosaur design for 60 years. You're right, actually. That's probably the closest we've gotten to an upright, inaccurate dinosaur in modern times is Godzilla. Yeah, I completely forgot. Jack says, yeah, recreate the book, not a documentary about dinosaur physiology. And also to see the paleo world just go up in arms. What? Your dinosaurs are inaccurate? Why? You spent millions of dollars on this. And then in an interview, I just turn around and say, but were dinosaurs even real to begin with? They're all just made up dragons anyway. Just say that without any like further comment. Unless the interviewee goes, what don't you think dinosaurs are real? And I'll be like, no, of course they're not. They're Hollywood bullshit. Just be like, what? It's made up. People just stuck those bones in the ground to troll people. Didn't you know? Haven't you got the memo? Jack in the chat says, show me a single real life dinosaur. Yeah, exactly. Where are they? Bradley says, Jack, will you let your little one watch JP films? Yes, of course. No, actually, you know what? I'm only going to show her the Amber Society videos. All I'm going to show her. She'll be like, Dad, can we watch Jurassic Park? Because I don't know, like, you keep banging on about it, but I don't know, I've never watched it. And I'll be like, here you go, here it is. And she'll be like, is this it? Like, is this what you're talking about? Legendary says, birds, Jack, birds. Birds aren't dinosaurs, they're birds. Show me a real life dinosaur. Jurassic Hero says, why weren't you, Clayton, and Dangerfield join the Amber Society instead of random people? They weren't just random people, they were paid actors. They're not real. They weren't real people. But yeah, they should get some actual fans on there. I don't know if I would want to go on there, but maybe. I mean, you know I would if they did. But I don't think they would, because they'd probably see this stream and be like, don't get him on. He's too toxic. You know what, I'm coming about this the wrong way. It needs to be just slightly off. Jurassic Hero says that Amber Society was a lie. Yes, it was. Bradley Smith says, Jack, are you excited for JP6? Would you consider a meet up in London with fans? You're due a few beers, my friend. I would love to. That would be fun. And yes, I'm very excited for Jurassic Park 6. It's not like I've seen it already or anything. Crass says, Jack, I'm going to burn all the Amber Society episodes on UHD for you. Please do. Send them my way. That means I can watch them without actually giving them views on YouTube. And they won't ever know that I'm actually watching their content. Seething behind the scenes. The good thing about this section is now I can, like, because it's meant to be slamming into the ground, I can really, like, mess it up. Jurassic Hero says, seriously, why can't they pick Owen and Blue's relationship instead of just Hammond? Because he didn't bond with the Raptor, he just imprinted it. It was all fake. That's why. It was all fake. I can tell you exactly why that bit specifically, because they were like, oh, we don't want to upset the older fans, so we better have a character who says that John Hammond's imprinting on the Raptor is a better bond with an animal than Blue and Owen, when even people who don't like Blue and Owen would say, yeah, okay, that's more than John Hammond imprinting on the Raptor. It's like they don't even know their fan base. This is the same marketing team, by the way, that puts out on Instagram, like, the astrology pictures with the dinosaurs. Like, Pteranodon is Sagittarius. The Raptor is a Cancer. Like, it's like, just... Stop it. Turn into an ape. I'm going to start flinging feces at them. Blow raspberries at them like an ape in a zoo. Jack says, no, they don't like their fan base. It's not that they don't like the fan base, it's that they don't even know their fan base to even not like them. But then again, maybe they do and they don't like them. Maybe you're right. Maybe they watch my streams and go, oh god, is that who we're catering to? What's this? Why have I got a message on Instagram? Yaroslav sending me a nice picture of a billboard for Hulk 2003 back in the day. Karaskas, Rexy is a Scorpio. Yes, Queen. Big Shark says, Amber Society Episode 2, reacting to toxic male Jurassic hater Jack Hewins. I would welcome them doing that. I would welcome them actually doing that. Bring it. Actually bring some views over to Dino-Defenders. You know, I'll thank you later. A Hill says, can someone fill me in on the lore of this whole Amber Society thing? Just go watch. Well, I don't even want to say it, actually. I don't even want to say go watch, but the latest video uploaded on the Jurassic World official YouTube channel. Just go watch that. You'll know why I'm ranting and raving about it at the moment. Everything was woke about it. Everything. Jack says, Blur overcame toxic oppressive Rex, so brave, claps in solidarity. It's like I just wish. It's like living in hell almost. It's like almost everyone has become obsessed with, not everyone, but like the most vocal of us have become obsessed with like oppression points and trying to win over victimhood. Like everyone wants to be a victim of something. Not that they necessarily want to be a victim, but they like want the status of being a victim because then it gives them attention. It's just like there are genuine people out there who are genuine victims of things. It's like, can we focus on them, please? But not even focus on them. Like in Jurassic Park, like can we just focus on telling a good story with the dinosaurs and not talking about this woke crap? Jurassic Hero says, take that capitalism. Are they talking about the Indominus Rex? Sure, she is a metaphor for the danger of corporate greed. Exactly right. But why capitalism on this hype? The thing is, it's not capitalism. That's the thing. It's not talking about the system itself. Legendary says, the Amber Society sounds like similar to Alex Jones' channel making conspiracy videos. If the Amber Society was making conspiracy videos like Alex Jones, I'd be all in favour for it. I'd be watching it like it was actually good. Big Shark says, "You know nothing, hell is just a word, the things I've seen." A-Hill says, "I'm back, was 2 minutes in and I can't keep watching that cringe fest. My spine hurts from cringing so hard." Exactly right. And you probably didn't even get to the most cringiest bit 2 minutes in, but... The point of this stream, aside from me painting Dino-Defenders and trying to get my animated series worked on, is to say that, like, that is what the Jurassic marketing team think Jurassic fans want to see from the content they're producing on YouTube. They poured money into that thing. They hired people for that thing. Like, they spent money on that. When they could have been spending it on something way cooler and more awesome, and something that actually makes fans happy and more, and give them something substantial to chew over. Like, I don't want to say my ideas because I don't want them to steal them, but man, the things we could have done if we were given the money. I wonder how much the budget of that was. If I get the chance to talk to the marketing team, which I might actually ask them. But what was the budget on that? You know, I could have made something a million times better on that budget. And not just better, something long lasting, to make people come back to watch it over and over again because they actually want to see and learn things about this franchise that they love. Instead of just some vacuous virtue signaling crap. Zool, if the budget was $20, I wouldn't complain, but I bet you it was in the thousands. I bet you it was in the thousands. That's what's depressing about it. I hope it wasn't in the thousands, this Big Shark. I can guarantee you it was in the thousands. Because the opening was like this CGI like elevator shaft, and then they had the amber doorknob made. That looked like a prop, that didn't look like CGI. And then they had the voice actors come in, and then they had to edit the thing. Like, it would have cost thousands to make that video. I can tell you now. 100%. Knowing what I know about how budgets work on these things, that wasn't a cheap video to make. It might have been cheap in like terms of how much it cost Universal to put out a trailer at the Super Bowl, for example, because I know that can fetch into the millions. It's going to be nowhere near that, but it would have been more than you would probably expect for the quality of the content that you got. So the quality of the propaganda that you got. They're pissing money down the drain making videos like that. Jack said I'd say somewhere between 40 and 60k. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. That sounds like it'd probably be right. Like a lot. Well, that's the thing as well, if it was 20 writers in a room, Big Shark, then they each need to be paid, so it would have been a lot of money. Yeah, there you go. Jack lays it out. There was what? 4 cast, 3 sound and cam crew, 2 video editors, a CGI person, a manager, assistant manager, a writer or 2. Yep. Not to mention the marketing people who had to put it out on YouTube. And the people who came up with the idea of it, the director, all that sort of stuff. There would have been a lot of people behind that rubbish. Gary Pfeiffer says, I'm guessing Calypso is having a hard battle with the Megalosaurus, either male or female. Mm-hmm. He is. Right, I might draw this frame, what I'm doing right now, and then I'll end the stream, I think. I don't know, how long have I been going? 2 hours 20, yeah, it might be around the time that we usually finish. I never owned any of the Dino Riders or anything from the Jurassic Park toy line, Epic Jason. I don't even know if they were released in the UK. They might have been, but I don't remember seeing them around when I was a kid. Big Show says, well, alright, take care, Jack. It was lovely chatting with you and all, but I've got to head out, so see you all old and new faces. Yes, see you later, Big Show. Thank you very much for coming, and thanks for the tip. Jack says, little do you know Jack is actually a hired shill. Of course I am. Of course I am. I love everything Jurassic World. Yeah. If it says Jurassic World on it, I instantly just like it. Just realised that I hadn't done the other leg on this one. Wait, where did it land? So it should be like here. I'll do it like that. Jack says, my favourite part of the entire Jurassic franchise is the bit where Muldoon. That's funny. Just the bit with Muldoon. Just the bit where Muldoon. Gary Pfeiffer says, tend the baby. She's okay. She's asleep. I can see she's asleep. She's dreaming. When you're a parent, you come to learn all their little noises and everything. So I'll know if she's legitimately woke up, because I'll be able to tell. Right now, she's zonked. She's just staring in her sleep, probably a dream. I think my favourite part of the franchise and the entire series is legitimately... I don't know, it's too hard to pick. There you go, that's my answer. I can't remember my favourite part of the novels. Might be the T-Rex waterfall sequence. Right. Jurassic Hero says, Jack, just to get the facts, is the Spinosaurus really a female? Because I've heard people trying to tell me that it was male over and over because of Alan Grant saying him. I actually don't know. I don't know if the Spinosaurus was male or female. I don't think it's ever been confirmed anywhere. Either, so... But you've got a 50-50 chance of being right. Ooh, baby's stirring. Ah, she just found her own dummy. That's good. That's always good when that happens. Jurassic Hero says, you see, not confirmed to be male. Well, it's not confirmed to be male or female. There's no, as far as I'm aware, there's no confirmation on its gender. Maybe they'll confirm it in Camp Cretaceous Season 4. If that's a real confirmation, you know, with that show. That totally canon show. Legendary says, question, if the Spinosaurus was a female, how would the male be able to mate with that sail in the way? I have no idea. Dinosaurs were never real anyway, so it doesn't matter. They were just made up. The people who made them up didn't think too far ahead, did they? Jurassic Hero says, if they said the Spino's gender in Camp Cretaceous, whether male or female, I'm buying it because I trust the creators more than the fans. But here's the thing though, right? Whether it's male or female, what difference does it make? Like, seriously, like, I'm with you. If Camp Cretaceous says it's gender, it's like, yeah, okay. But like, whether it's male or female, what difference does it make? Whether it's male or female, it makes no difference whatsoever. Unless it actually has some like sort of plot point somewhere that its gender actually matters. Hello, Mike Thumb. How are we diddling? Mike Farm says, I'm doing well, making 3 Raptor armatures, 3D printing a Victorian display base for my Alaceratops. Oh, cool, that's awesome. And hopefully 3D printing a Spaz 12 shotgun to display on my craft stall. Nice. I like that you're going for the Victorian stand. You know what, I said I was going to stop after this frame, but I'm actually going to stop after the next one. Because I think I'm on a bit of a roll here, and I want to do one on a bit of a roll. Get it? Because that's rolling. Just do one more. Too thick a brush. Puppet skin beyond saving because latex oil. Oh, is that your Life on Mars thing, Mike Farm? Oh, he's saying Wildlife on Mars is shelved once again. Oh, man. So looking forward to seeing that. Right, these yellow spiky doodles. What's good about this as well is I can get away with some stuff because of the way the camera is going to be moving and shaking around. So hopefully this will all come out looking pretty darn swish by the end of it. Okay. Oh, by the way, have you guys listened to the audiobook of what's it called? Jurassic Time uploaded it the other day. Oh, I just want to see what the okay, there's 97 dislikes on the Amber Society video at the moment. I feel like we need 3 more dislikes on that video to get it to 100. Even though there's 1,300 likes on the video. But we need to get it to 100 dislikes at least. Anyway, what was I saying? Jurassic Time. Yeah, on Jurassic Time's channel. Where is it? I just want to find it. He uploaded a 4-part, each about 30 minutes long, 40 minutes long. 40 minutes long each. 4 parts. The Science of Jurassic Park and the Lost World, or How to Create a Dinosaur. It basically breaks down how unrealistic the Jurassic Park premise is, and it delves into the movie and the novel, predominantly the novel, and talks about like how unrealistic it is, and it's a really good listen. Well worth checking out. I mean, if you don't like to be told Jurassic Park's unrealistic, then you might not like it, but it like shows you how, like, if people complain about, dare I say it, the robot dogs in Camp Cretaceous, it's like, do you realize how fundamentally unrealistic these movies are? No matter how much the original one like sells you the idea of them cloning dinosaurs, it's just so monumentally impossible to like recreate the life like that. It's almost laughable. Like, they bring up facts like, you know, in the video they show the mosquito sucking the blood of a dinosaur and then going and get trapped in amber. Well, the insect's not going to die instantly when it's trapped in the amber, and by the time it does die, it will have more than likely digested the DNA that it ingested. So that dinosaur DNA would have been gone through the sheer through being eaten by the mosquito. And then they talk about how, like, when they show John Hammond's team like drilling into the amber to get the DNA, they're like, well, you know, drilling into it might be the stupid thing to do, because you're going to have like the DNA from the mosquito itself. You're going to have other DNA that might even be in there, if the mosquito hasn't digested the DNA to begin with. And they just go into all like details like that, and it's just so interesting how many things they keep bringing up. It's well worth checking out though. It's on Jurassic Time's channel. 4 parts, each 40 minutes long. You can get the audiobook over and done with really quickly, and it's well worth listening to. And it'll just make you appreciate like the fun of Jurassic Park, I think, because like this series is all completely science fiction, and I think a lot of people tend to forget that, and they, especially with like the first film, they tend to really lean into it like being, oh, it really sells you the idea that this could happen. It's like, no, it sells you the idea that it could happen just as much as Alien can convince you that we can have interstellar space travel and sleeping pods and all that sort of stuff. It's like, it's science fiction. It's completely made up. The channel is Jurassic Time official channel, Krask. And there's also other cool stuff on the channel. Like, he uploaded the unreleased PlayStation 2 Jurassic Park Survival video game trailer, or like not trailer, but like Was it a trailer? Yeah, like gameplay trailer for the unreleased PlayStation 2 Jurassic Park survival game, which looked so like it would have been fun for the day it came out and would have been a nostalgia trip. And I probably would have done a live stream of it had they actually released it. Here, Jurassic Hero. So Alien doesn't teach us about alien life in space. Well, I use Alien as the example of like it's the equivalent of like Alien feels very realistic. Like it feels very grounded and like it could be happening. But it's completely made up nonsense. I say nonsense, like it's an amazing movie, don't get me wrong. It's a genius movie. Legendary says, interesting, I think even in the book the Costa Rican government bombed the island, but in real life they abolished their military in the late 1940s. That's the thing as well, is like, would they even want to bomb the islands? Because in real life, I think it's in the ultimate visual history they talk about, there's a early draft of Jurassic Park 3 where the military were planning on bombing the island. And the actual military said, no, we probably wouldn't do that because of the fallout from bombing these innocent, or these animals that would be doing nothing to no one on these islands. Like, why would we go and bomb them? Like, logistically, it would look bad for them. So even if it would present some sort of like ecological threat of this invasive species of cloned dinosaurs to our established ecosystems, whatever that means, really, it's like the military wouldn't just go bomb them. Right, okay. I am done for the evening. I'm going to end it there. This absolute mess of painting you see right here is what we've done. We have done, what, from here to here to here to here to here to here. So there we go. I hope you guys have enjoyed this stream. It's been a bit of a roller coaster. Thank you everyone who's tipped, and Jack, like, dude, come on. You didn't have to give me £50. You crazy son of a bitch. I have to get you a really good Christmas present now. Hey, actually, I know what you're doing. I know what you want me. You want me to get something with that for our little Christmas get together. I know what your game is. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming, and I will see you in the near future. Hopefully, next Saturday would be the ideal time. Jack says, "Don't go woke, don't go broke." Exactly. Well, thank you very much, and thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.